With onion prices rising, joining me now is the man who's facing the heat, or some would say the tears of the consumer, Sharad Pawar, the Union Agriculture Minister. Appreciate your joining us, Mr. Pawar. For the last few days, whenever I have raised this issue of onion prices in any debate in the television studio, opposition has said Sharad Pawar is involved somewhere. That you are in some way complicit and allowed these prices to rise. How do you respond?
Very interesting. You see, I thought responsible people are making these type of statements. There should be some knowledge about the ground level situation to them. Firstly, the entire subject is handled by Ministry of Food and Consumer Affairs. I was Minister of Food and Consumer Affairs for definitely some time, but not today.
No, you are not going to take any responsibility then? Are you saying Mr. Thomas is fully responsible?
It's not a question of Thomas or me. Basically, person who is supposed to, or department who is supposed to answer is the Consumer Affairs Ministry. Here, one should try to understand. I will not blame Mr. Thomas at all, because I know as a producer, Minister Agriculture's job is to see the productivity is improved, production is more. And from that angle, we have taken enough steps. This year, area under the onion is also quite higher side, but there are three types of crops which India gets. One Kharif, secondly Rabi, and thirdly summer. This problem which we are facing is essentially Kharif, and the reason is the major producing state is the Maharashtra,
yes,
Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, part of Gujarat, and few other Andhra. This time, major arrival in the market is from Nasik and Karnataka, but there was tremendous rain and crop was damaged like anything. And especially at the days of Navratri, yes, again that 9 days, the rain was so high. In fact,
sir, I take your point. I take your point that the onion crop was damaged by unseasonal rainfall. But let me be specific. Onion prices first rose this year, Mr. Pawar, in July, August. This was when again there was a maximum drop in arrivals from Maharashtra. There was a 5% drop in production, but arrivals dropped in many instances in Maharashtra's market by 27 to 80%. This is what has worried people, that in some way, why were there no arrivals? If crop area has not reduced, why were there no arrivals, no, and therefore was there an artificial shortage created?
You see here, one is a producer farmer, that's one side. I am dealing that side. Second is ultimately it goes to market and the traders. I can tell with authority, arrival was less because farmer was unable to take his crop to the market because of wet land, because of heavy rains, and that has affected the overall arrival.
In July and August, in July and August, the problem was not that, sir. You can claim that there were unseasonal rainfalls just now in September, October, but in July, August, there was a problem with arrivals. At that time itself, instead of putting a ban on exports, for example, India goes ahead and you end up exporting almost 6.38 lakh tons of onions were exported. At that time, why did you not put some kind of a restriction on export of onions? You knew there was a problem.
No. Firstly, I don't know whether you are fully aware, the July of this year was also heavy monsoon. August was only that time, there was no insufficient rain was there. So July has affected the supply of monsoon too. Generally, this year's export is the lowest export as compared to last 3-4 years. And I'll tell you frankly,
yes, today,
if you calculate in foreign currency,
yes,
international market is somewhat near to $500 to $550 is the price which farmer exporter is getting there. But in domestic market, the price is between $800 to $900. When anybody is getting 800, why he will export? And if you see the figures of export this year, This is a minimum export.
You don't believe that if you had restricted exports in the month of July, August, we would not be in the kind of situation that we are today. You don't accept that.
Export has not created any repercussion, in fact, on the present prices. Present prices is mainly because of arrival in the market was much less in particular time.
Sir, I take your point that arrival was much less, but please tell me, what explains the fact that the price is about 40 rupees a kilo in markets, the wholesale market in Lasalgaon in Nashik, and yet even when it reaches Navi Mumbai or Mumbai, it reaches 70. By the time it is reaching Delhi, it is 100 rupees.
That's why
somebody is making windfall profits.
That's why here the farmer is not responsible. Even today,
I am not blaming the farmer. I am saying there is a cartel of onion traders, and many say that this cartel is supported by parties like the NCP. That is where the charge against you and other leaders
is. That is absolutely irrational, illogical, unethical and wrong.
Let's be honest, sir. Onion traders have had, in Maharashtra, had strong links with parties like yours.
No. Onion traders, you see who is referencing Lasalgaon even today. NCP is not representing in Vidhan Sabha in Lasalgaon.
NAFED Vice President, senior officials have all had close links with Mr. Pawar. The fact is, would you concede that onion traders have made the maximum profit?
They might have made. Definitely somebody has made, otherwise why the prices...
So you are agreeing with that? That somebody has made windfall profits if onion prices are 40 rupees in the wholesale market and reach 100 rupees in Delhi?
100%. My farmer is even today getting 30 rupees and 35 rupees. Still the prices are 65 or 70. That means the actual person who is really producer, who was responsible for availability, he is not benefited, others are benefited.
So those others, what about cracking down on those others? The fact is, others means traders, or others means the onion cartel?
That is good job. It's the job of each and every state government, and it's the responsibility of each and every market committee.
Sir, I take your point. Those market committees, those states, many of the most powerful ones are in your home state of Maharashtra, where there is a Congress NCP government. Why has your government not cracked down on the holders? You have been saying Essential Services Maintenance Act, ESMA should be imposed. Why should it not be done in Maharashtra?
That was not essentially there. The problem was in Delhi mainly. In fact, there was no...
You are saying the hoarding is going on in Delhi, not in Maharashtra?
Basically, the problem of higher price is in essentially Delhi and certain cities. That was not that serious.
Sir, it is Navi Mumbai also, onion was selling at 60 rupees till last week.
No, you check today. I have checked today. 1 or 2 days here and there something happened. I don't say...
Sir, it's not here and there. Sir, it's been July, August and October. There has been a problem this time with onion prices. Not just in Delhi, but in large parts of the country.
August there were problems. Then again prices have gone down. Yes. And prices have gone up in last 15 days. And I'm absolutely confident the area under onion is much more this year as compared to last year. And you will see in, I think, first week of November or 2nd of November, there big way the arrival will start, prices will come down.
So you're saying the prices will come down by the first week of November, 2nd week of November, in another 2 to 3 weeks?
Yes.
And the irony is, Mr. Thomas, your food minister, is saying 2 to 3 days. We are getting conflicting signals. Sharad Pawar says 2 weeks, he says 2 days.
No, because I know what is the ground level situation in the field. He might be talking because I think he has instructed NAFED to import certain quantity from China and some other countries.
So we have reached the stage where we are importing onions now. And
we have imported 2 years back. It's nothing wrong.
So that's the problem. Even 2 years ago, sir, if you remember, the Competition Commission of India had found during this 2010 crisis collusion between traders, farmers, local politicians. They asked for a reform of the system, of the Agriculture Produce Marketing Committee system, which really controls, in a sense, the entire manner in which onion distribution is done. But nothing happened. There is no proper regulator, which is why, as you are rightly now saying, that there is hoarding and someone is making windfall profits.
Yes, definitely some traders have definitely exploited this situation. There is no true opinion about it. But the responsibility of the Agriculture Ministry is to produce. And that production is not problem.
Did you not know the production figures around that there would be a problem in July, that over the next 4 months there was a problem? We should be careful with our exports. We need to find a way out. Did you not know that this problem was imminent?
Firstly, about exports, I have to make one position absolutely clear.
Yes.
My approach.
Yes.
When I'm sitting in the chair of the Agriculture Ministry, ultimately Cabinet will take decision, Commerce Ministry will take decision. Yes. But my total approach is there should not be any restriction for export of any agricultural commodity, and there should not be any tax for export of agricultural commodity. Simultaneously, there should not be any barrier to import any item.
Sir, I take your point if that benefited the farmer. At the moment, what is happening, all these policies are benefiting the trader and the middleman. That's the worry. You know, even today, when you say that in 2 weeks' time, the prices will come down. Many will accuse Sharad Pawar once again of playing the markets, of speculating, that you are encouraging speculators on prices. That's the fear, that the real beneficiary is not the farmer in the entire in this entire cycle. The real beneficiary is once again the middleman, once again people who are the traders. I come back to it. Do you believe, as the Delhi Chief Minister suggested, let's reform the Agriculture Produce Marketing Committee Act?
No.
But it's not been done, sir.
Oh, who is supposed to do?
So yours is the government of the day.
Absolutely, you're wrong. I'm sorry. Agriculture Produce Market Committee is the authority of the every state government,
including Maharashtra state government.
And I have called the agriculture, marketing ministers conference 5 years back, and I have prepared a detailed plan how to deregulate.
But it's not happening, sir.
No, listen.
My worry is that this is now becoming every year a seasonal crisis.
No, it's not correct. You see, there are some states. Now take the case of Nitish Kumar. He has scrapped the Agriculture Produce Market Act. There is no Agriculture Produce Market Act. So there is no problem. In Maharashtra and few other states, they have made a lot of amendments and they have allowed farmers to sell his produce anywhere. But Delhi has not amended yet. There are some states they have not taken this type of corrective actions, and that's why old Agriculture Produce Market Act, certain traders are taking advantage of that, and it is a pure responsibility of the respective state governments.
Would you agree though that in the context of what is happening, you're putting the blame on state governments at one level, saying they should have acted against hoarders and middlemen, that they should reform the Agriculture Produce Marketing Committee Act. As Agriculture Minister, your responsibility, Sharad Pawar. Doesn't the buck stop in a sense with you and Mr. Thomas? You are the one who bifurcated this into two ministries, Agriculture and Food and Civil Supplies. This is causing confusion today.
No, deliberately, because there was continuously charge that I was holding both ministries and there was a conflict of interest. That's why
conflict of interest, because you have strong links with the farmers' lobby, particularly the sugar lobby, and at the same time you are Agriculture and Food and Civil Supplies. There were charges of conflict of interest.
So that's why I requested Prime Minister to take away my Food and Consumer Affairs Ministry.
Many people say even though you've not been in that ministry, you still control it in some way.
It's a good thing that I'm so capable I can manage other.
No, because you have very strong links with these these farmer lobbies.
No, the reason behind why I requested to Prime Minister to relieve me from Food and Consumer Affairs, because as a conflict of interest, it is my duty to protect the interests of the farmers, and that I will protect forever.
Sir, let me ask you this. How will this problem be averted? Is this going to be an annual problem that we are going to face?
It's not an annual problem.
You say, believe this is just linked to unseasonal rainfalls in this particular year, nothing more than that?
I'll tell you, Rajdeep, in another 1.5 months' time, there might be discussion on your channel how the farmers are weeping, how they are throwing onion on the streets. Because
they will not get the price that they want.
No, the market arrival will be at such a scale, the prices will collapse.
So let me ask you.
Only question that which one has to see generally which one the produce get matured and come to the market.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Pawar. You know, there are many who believe that if onion prices and food inflation continues like this for one more month, there is an election coming up in 5 states. Many of them are onion consuming states. Do you believe that this will cost? Be honest. Will it cost? You concede, you are an astute politician. Will you concede this is the issue which could cost your government these 5 states, including Delhi?
I don't know about other 5 states other than Delhi, because sizable voters in this country are coming from rural area. Their views are something different.
You believe this is only an urban problem? This is a purely urban problem? Because Sheila Dixit has met you today and she has pressed the panic button. She has sent officials to Maharashtra to actually get onion directly from Nashik and Pune.
In fact, I requested Sheila Dixit ji, Chief Minister.
Yes.
If possible, he asked me what we should do.
Yes.
So I suggested, I immediately contacted Nashik and Pune, and collect information about the prices. That was about 30 to 35, up to 40 bigger size. So she said, it's a good thing, we'll buy. I said, then you send your people, we'll see that you will get that type of quantity, 100 trucks per day to 100 trucks.
So that's it, that means the onions are there. It's not as if the onions are not there in the market. The onions are there, they have to...
Somebody should purchase and bring here, no?
So, but that reveals the flaw in the system, that it requires the Chief Minister to ring up the Agriculture Minister, then to send officials there. That means something in your supply distribution chain is breaking down.
Government of India doesn't deal onion marketing. It's ultimately market decides. It decides on availability in the market. So government doesn't buy the onion and government doesn't sell the onion.
So you said that this will only is primarily a city problem. You don't believe this will affect rural voters in any way, the fact that onion prices are rising. Am I right? That you believe
Not
that this
fully.
you don't believe that food inflation in double digits is one of the biggest problems for the UPA government in an election year? Will you not concede that inflation can hit your government very badly?
I don't think so, because Food Security Act is going to protect interests of 80% population in the rural area. They are going to get 2 rupees kilo wheat up to 5 kilo every month and 3 rupees kilo rice every month. So there will be substantial saving of the people, 80% population of the rural, and that saving they can use to buy other items.
So I know you've been ambivalent on supporting the Food Security Act entirely. You have not been a whole-scale supporter of it.
No, that is not correct. I am totally supporter of the Food Security Bill, but equally I was insisting, because there will be burden of subsidy on government.
Yes.
And that's why tomorrow government should not take stand to review subsidy. Don't give proper price to the farmer.
So your demand was for remunerative prices, essentially, for farmers, to protect the farmers.
No, my approach was to see that there is a sufficient availability.
Okay.
And if sufficient availability has to be there, then you have to pay extra price to the farmer.
Let me ask you
and I was insisting for that.
Let me ask you, since we are talking elections, Mr. Pawar, you were quoted a few weeks ago saying you expect the next general elections to throw up a hung parliament and whoever gets 180 seats will form the next government. Is that what you stand, that whichever alliance gets 180 seats will form the next government?
I did mention that I honestly feel the major 2 political parties in this country, difficult to say that they will be able to maintain their score of like us. BJP might get some more seats, but that seats will not up to that level where they will reach to magic figure. And that's why anybody who is going to form government, they have to take help from other regional parties. That is my assessment.
Would you therefore say, though, that the NDA is in a better position as of today to reach 180 compared to the UPA? Would you concede that?
No, I honestly feel for NDA, comparatively, UPA got a better prospect to get support from other parties.
You believe UPA will have better chance of getting the regional parties, but would you also concede there is a mini Modi wave in the country, particularly in Western India and North India?
Let us see that.
You don't believe that?
Let us see that.
You're not ruling it out?
Still there is a time, because whatever
as of today,
whatever I know about the electioneering,
yes,
I think I contested 14 elections.
Yes.
That's why I should know something.
Yes.
So generally, those who those who begin much earlier, ultimate result is altogether different.
So you seem to be suggesting that Modi is speaking very early, he has started very early, but do you see the possibility, Mr. Pawar, of a third front? You're mentioning regional parties, that regional parties could well form the next government and then Congress could support them from outside?
Can't say the regional parties can support Congress, that is possibility. We have seen previously regional parties are supported by Congress.
Like the United Front? You don't rule out the United Front kind of experiment?
We have seen that type of situation.
Do you rule it out in the future?
We have seen that type of situation. Ultimately, it depends on the number. And secondly, from other side also, there has to be somebody who will be able to keep all these people together and lead the...
Can you be that person? Are you ready to be part of a third front-like formation? You have a regional party. Do you believe that is the future?
No, I am with Congress. That's why.
You will not join such a regional formation?
So, my association will be with Congress. Tomorrow, if that type of situation comes, definitely I will say within Congress and UPA that we should try to take near like-minded forces to form government.
So you will try and help the Congress tie up with more regional forces.
That's right.
And these forces include the likes of Mulayam, Mayawati, Jayalalitha, Mamta, Naveen Patnaik, all these parties. That's the kind of formation you would like to see.
That's right.
Are you saying therefore that in a sense, are you giving up on your prime ministerial dream that you could be the leader of such a formation?
I myself is not going to contest your Lok Sabha. I have made up my mind. I have made up my decision. So there is no question. Secondly,
but you may go to the Rajya Sabha.
Yeah, I will definitely go to Rajya Sabha. I will
so that doesn't stop you from being Prime Minister?
But I honestly feel anybody who is expecting to go to that stage,
yes,
he should be at least in position to get good, respectable number. And I am not sure that respectable number will get.
Let me be more specific.
When there is no number,
yes,
I don't just keep dreams.
Sir, let me be more specific. You said you won't contest the next election. Are you saying Lok Sabha? Are you saying you don't also want to be a union minister anymore in the government?
I'll be happy without minister.
You'll be happy without being a minister. Is that because, am I to understand, I want an honest answer, that you would not want to serve in a UPA 3 government headed by Rahul Gandhi should it happen?
No, it's not that.
Are you ready to serve under Rahul Gandhi?
No, I said that I don't want to join next government. But I don't know from where you brought this Mr. Rahul Gandhi is going to form government.
No, assuming. Don't you think he should be the prime ministerial candidate of the UPA? Would you like to see that?
One has to prove his mettle in the administration.
So you're saying that Rahul Gandhi should prove his mettle in administration before he becomes a prime ministerial candidate?
I would have been happy if he would have joined in Manmohan Singh government, but it's his personal decision. I cannot say anything about that.
No, you're making an important point. You're saying that because the NDA has announced Modi as their prime ministerial candidate, or the BJP certainly has, and so has the NDA. Do you believe the UPA should announce Rahul Gandhi as their prime ministerial candidate? No.
I don't think, because till today Congress never projected any candidate. Even Vajpayee became prime minister. That time Vajpayee was not projected as a prime minister candidate from his party and others. He was the leader of the party.
And you're saying if Rahul Gandhi wanted to be the prime minister candidate, he should have had the administrative experience like his father. You would have preferred that?
I would have preferred, if he would have joined government, I think definitely that will be beneficial for him.
Are you saying that he's still not proved his mettle? He's still got to prove himself?
At least I don't know.
He's still not proved himself?
No, I'm ignorant. I have no knowledge.
So you're saying you have no knowledge, but that means that you haven't yet seen whether he can prove himself or not.
That's why I have not seen.
Are you disappointed therefore?
No. See, I think it's a concept.
Because you know Rajiv, you knew Indira before. Are you disappointed?
Of course, I was knowing Indira ji and Rajiv ji because we have worked together. Here, there's no question of working together. It's a generation gap, and that's why. At least I have no discussion or any. I might have met once or twice.
I'm getting the sense that you'd be uncomfortable with a government headed by Rahul Gandhi.
No, why I should govern
that you would be uncomfortable working under Rahul Gandhi, who's almost half your age.
It's a question of working. I said that after working in the government, I don't know how many years, but more than definitely 30 years.
Yes.
So one has to take a decision where to stop. Why I have decided not to contest taking Lok Sabha? I am not a person, I am not boasting, but I think getting elected is not difficulty for me, even today. Still, I am preferring to other route. The other route is a senior route, and I want to follow that route because basically I want to keep away from administrative job. I prefer to work for my party and other activities.
Sir, tell me, overall, are you happy with the situation in the country? Economic slowdown at the moment. You've seen that the situation is such, that there is a general sense of despondency in the country. Are you disappointed with what's happened in the last couple of years?
No, it's happened sometime in any country. But I think the situation is definitely improved. Now take the case of Agriculture Fund. This year, last 2 years, 3 years, we have produced highest food grains. India, 5 years back, I got a lot of breaks because the situation was to import some wheat. This year, India has become largest exporter of rice in the world, number one.
I take your point. There have been a lot of gains. But at the same time, we have still problems of storage. We have still problems of enough investment in agriculture reform, cold storage supply chains. You would concede that there is still much more that needs to be done to open up agriculture. It's not just about production.
No, of course, production is the most important, ultimately availability of
But
food.
it has to go beyond that.
Regarding storage and others, if you get figure, I have got just no detailed information, but I can tell with authority, in the last 3 years, the storage capacity has been substantially improved in India. Certain major decisions were taken about 5-6 years back. Now you can see the results of that.
Sir, let me ask you in conclusion, Mr. Sharad Pawar, you, as you said today, contested 14 elections, more than perhaps any other serving politician today. You are saying that you want to move to a senior statesman role, yet I see you are still playing a role in cricket administration. What is your priority going to be in the next 12 months? Is it politics? Is it agriculture? Is it cricket? How are you going to, because this charge is often made against you, that how does Sharad Pawar spend so much time doing everything else but doesn't spend enough time perhaps that you should in the agriculture ministry? How will you respond to those critics who say this from time to time?
That statement has, I should not say, but it's an irresponsible statement. In my regime, you just see the total production of every item, whether milk, whether food grains, whether horticultural items, and also in my regime, one has to study how much additional price the farming community got. So
I take your point, and yet every time this charge will be made against you that Sharad Pawar has a conflict of interest because he is very close to particular lobbies. It was made when sugar prices were rising. Now it is being made in the context of onion prices. How do you end this image of yours that Sharad Pawar is there, so there must be dal mein kuch kala hai?
No, I am not worried about that type of image, because I know whenever I go to the villages, and even recently I was there, I saw that how the people are, villagers and farming community is happy. In fact, today I am worried the sugar prices have been collapsed. So it is very difficult to give a proper price to sugarcane growers. There might be some problem. So our job is how to improve that situation, how to export maximum, and how to get better price.
For which we need a total reform of the agriculture sector in a sense, so that therefore the seasonal price crises are not there in the country, whether it's onion or sugar.
That's why in sugar, for instance,
and the farmer genuinely benefits, not the trader and middleman.
That's why in sugar, government took conscious decision to decontrol total. Government took conscious decision to withdraw levy. And government took conscious decision, so there is no restriction.
So similarly for onion, shouldn't the situation arise tomorrow where the farmer can directly go, in a sense, to the market, which is not happening at the moment? At the moment he is being exploited by the middleman.
Because you should understand, onion grower is essentially small farmer, small holding, and secondly he comes from a non-irrigated tract. It is a seasonal crop, and that's why he has a limitation. He is not in position to export his own material outside India. But today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, some organization we have to build up, and we have to see that he will get better price.
So therefore, in conclusion, would you agree that the biggest challenge in a way is that how do you, in a sense, protect the farmer from the middleman, the trader who is exploiting him, and who continues to make the windfall profits even as the farmer is not? Would you concede that that is a big challenge for the future?
What I am thinking about challenge is little different than you. I am thinking just how to protect the interests of farmers and how the average consumer will save from the root of this.
Because the average consumer at the moment is the one who has tears. They are the ones who are writing into me, please ask Sharad Pawar, why is it that year after year, onion prices one year, sugar prices the next year, how are we going to be protected? It is Diwali season, how are you going to give them some kind of some sense of relief in a festive year?
This Diwali season, each and every citizen of this country will get sugar at a cheaper rate. That's why his Diwali will be definitely sweet. And our efforts, whatever the Shiraji is trying to do, whatever the other states are doing. Today the Chief Minister of Maharashtra rang me and he told me, please request Shiraji, whatever number of trucks he wants to send, we will load the trucks of onion, and before Diwali we will see that availability is there. It is up to state government, they have to act.
So one farm economist has sent me this question. Onion cultivation is 0.99 lakh hectares in 2012-13 compared to 1.08 in 2011-12, declined by 8.33%. Onion production was 166.55 lakh tons in 2012-13 compared to 175.11 lakhs during 2011, declined by 4.89%. Onion storage was 2 lakh tons less when compared to last year, but onion export was 5.7 lakh metric tons. How would you like to tell, what would you like to tell this person?
No. You see, onion production, in fact, in 2010-11, the total production was more than 15 lakh, 151 lakh metric tons, and this year it is 1630. Last year it was 17, so it's not declining.
Sir, in fact, sir, I've got a note from the Consumer Affairs Ministry. It says it was observed only 5% lower production of onion during 2012-13 compared to previous year. Storage was less by 2 lakh tons, but sharp decline in market arrivals by around 20 to 40% during June-July 2013 compared to previous years.
Correct.
We are coming back to it. Was there an artificial scarcity or not?
You see, market arrival, who brings in market? Farmers. As I said, because of this excessive rain, it was difficult for farmers to bring his material in the market. And that's why market arrival was affected.
So it was not a man-made crisis, it was a crisis created purely by nature and by rain.
Up to that stage. After that situation has been exploited by certain traders.
Exploited, but that's where you need to step in. That's where your government needs to step in.
No, you see, government is not dealing, buying or selling or purchasing onion. It's not government business. Market decides. And till today, forget about this onion controversy. Generally, there was continuous demand. Government's interference has to be withdrawn, and markets should decide the prices and everything.
Mr. Sharad Pawar, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you.